What is it that you want most in life? When you look at your life, consider it as a book. Each page is a day, and each chapter is a month. In your final chapter, what do you want your book to say about you? What does your book look like? Take the journey in your mind and fast forward 10 years from now. If you stopped avoiding and making excuses because of the fear of being judged, which is why we tend to hesitate the most, what does your life look like? What are the patterns that will produce the outcomes that you are looking for? When you return to the present moment, what do you do from here? You need to make a decision about your life. Socrates states the unexamined life is not worth living. Are you ready to make the commitment to your commitments? If you are, then you need to override the current operating system in your mind and make the process a priority right here and right now. When you make the conscious decision that you are going to do something no matter what, your life changes. What does your book look like? You see, today is a new day. We know this because our senses tell us this. The night turns to day, the hours change, and the date is different. What we overlook many times is that a new day starts when it is still dark out. It is because of the efforts, dedication, and perseverance that we have when no one is watching and we are alone, that we are able to show the world of what we are made of. It is noble to act in a way that is good when under supervision, but when we are not in the presence of outside pressures of watchful eyes and no one is paying attention, that is when we reveal our true intentions when the mask comes off. So although you may be unaware due to the slow progression, in our hearts we know that it is a new day because we are changing too. Each of us is changing. What does your book look like? Many people get stuck in the comfort zone though. The comfort zone is a dangerous place for the mind. Although its title suggests ease and beauty, it is where the mind goes to die. When we create this ritual of only ever feeling good and avoiding the pain that comes from growth and changing of seasons in our lives, we miss the fact that the storm comes before the greatest growth. What does your book look like? This world was not created where it never rains. Rather, it is vital to the survival and evolution of life. However, it is shown to us within Christ. Although He may not remove all the thorns in our side causing us pain, He will suffer together with us, placing the crown of thorns on His head, and weather the storm by our side. He only asks that we leave behind the past and seek more by learning, understanding, and doing. To not turn away from our cross, but to pick it up and carry it uphill. It is in doing so that we find ourselves wanting a bigger hill once we are able to embrace the beauty from the new altitudes. This is because happiness is not a place we ever reach. It is the journey. What does your book look like? That is, sometimes we must leave behind who we were to become who we want to be. So what is the setting of your book? In other words, what does your environment look like? When examining your life, there are two major elements that will influence the final chapter the most: your mindset and your environment. How you perceive the world due to your interactions with it will heavily influence your life. What does your book look like? The problem that most people have is that they keep putting themselves in an environment that they have already outgrown, but continue to try to grow there. It is as if you put a tree in a pot. Due to there being less room for the roots to grow, you ultimately limit the tree's size. It never gets the opportunity to reach its potential because the environment does not allow it to do so. You too have greater potential than you know, It is because your mindset is limiting you like the pot and your potential like the stunted tree. In order to grow, you need to change your mindset so that you can understand you deserve a better environment. What does your book look like? It is stated in Proverbs 23, "As a man thinks, so is he." What we think is possible for us is true. If you think it is not a possible goal for you to obtain, you are right. However, if you think it is possible, you are also right. You must overlook the corruption, negativity, and nihilistic views in the world, and understand it is up to you to recognize that they are the problem, and the answer is optimism and faith. What does your book look like? You may never be motivated to do the things you know you should, but you got to get back to living your life. Life is too short. If you put out hate, distrust, corruption, fear, anger, inadequacy, and resentment, then that is what will be reciprocated to you. However, if you see the opportunity, make the most of them, and put in the work because you have faith in the process, then you will be unstoppable, and there are no limits to the possibilities for you. Stop focusing so much on the reward and telling yourself your success is contingent on some particular outcome. If you don't get what you want, are you mature enough not to be tied to the emotional response and continue to focus on who you are becoming in the process? Don't stop just because the results may change. Remain committed. Learn from your failures and appreciate the opportunity for growth. This is your season. Give it everything you got. Make it count. This is who you are. What does your book look like? You have the willpower and discipline. Do you believe you can achieve greatness? Take responsibility and understand that it will be hard. You will get some cuts and bruises along the way. Are you going to make the marks of being conquered or triumph? If you want a meaningful life, then you need to stop being so random and start doing some meaningful work towards your goals. You must find your why. Develop the mindset that this is your purpose, that this is your destiny, that you are building something bigger, better, and more important than just you in the present moment. You are creating a legacy, a reason for people to remember your name. Everything you do matters. It is why the law of attraction works. You have so much to contribute. What does your book look like? There is greatness within you. With each storm, you are being forged and prepared for glory. You will be tested and required to dig deep within yourself. You are going to fail along the way. You must be willing to give yourself a chance, though. No matter how dark that storm gets, remember, every storm ends. It is time to handle the problems at hand. You are the only one that can release your potential. There are people who need you and are counting on you to be your best version. It is time to stop looking outside for what is already present inside of you. It is time to have faith and believe. Victory is within your grasp. You may be the protagonist in your story, but you are not alone. You can do it. What does your book look like?